Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 364. And away we go.
So take a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm a mold breaker. Break man, nature boy. About to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host, as always, Michael J. Putty, joined once again, the one and only Marcus Davenport Schwann. Marcus, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Excited for this podcast. Excited to get going with it. It's funny, last week you wanted to start the show early and kind of wrap it up early.
Yeah. I wanted to watch something big. There was something big on TV I wanted to watch.
Your Dolphins were playing. And now, this week, it's me that's on the other end of that because the Jets
Frazier's starting.
Tonight.
Oh. Well, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I guess we're watching different things after the show's over.
I guess so, yeah.
But yeah, let's not talk about that game.
Yeah, dude, your team's kind of fucked.
Yeah, thanks. Was it next season yet? Is the season over? When does the UFL start? They announced it this week. Was it March? March 20-something, I think UFL starts?
I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, wait.
So do you think you guys can get Matthew Stafford? I heard there's a possible rumor about that.
Dude, I saw this rumor, and I'm like, where's this rumor coming from? Like, why is this floating around? Then I realized it was just Chase Daniels from Fox Sports, the facility show. So I don't know how much legs that has. I think it was just him manifesting things out of thin air.
Yeah, he was manifesting. It was like an NBA like a trade. You never see three-way trades in the NFL. It doesn't happen.
No, I don't believe you have. I'm sure you have, but we don't realize it. But
no,
but it's very, very rare.
Like how you see it in NBA. NBA, that's a common thing. Not like it may be. No, I've never even seen anything close to it. So
I'm sure there must have had been in the past.
No, there hasn't.
You know for sure. You know every trade that's happened in the NFL.
Yes.
I believe that. I believe that.
My friends nickname me Ian Rappaport. I know a lot about football. So no, yeah. Not to say I don't think there's anything in the collective bargaining agreement where it can't happen. I just haven't seen it happen.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure it can. It's easy.
Essentially, what is proposed, like Matthew Stafford goes to Miami. Bryce Young goes to the Rams.
Yep.
And the Panthers just get picks.
Both teams send over a high pick, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If you're Miami, would you do that? Basically, you're saying goodbye to Tua if you do that, aren't you?
Basically, yeah. That's why I don't think it's going to happen.
Right? You just signed a dude to a huge contract. And Stafford isn't cheap either.
No. Yeah, man, it's an interesting. We gotta sign somebody. Skylar Thompson ain't the answer. I know Michael Daniels has to say he is. We have to believe he is. We've seen him in action. He's not that bad, but he's not that good either. He's not.
Do you guys just sign Tyler Huntley?
Yeah, Pro Bowl quarterback. Some people are very excited about this.
I like him a lot.
He's that good. Why is he in a practice squad?
Well, I think the rules have changed with practice squad. You see a lot more veteran players go into the practice squad. I think it's a numbers thing also with quarterbacks. He has to learn the system. You know, like any quarterback, they need to learn the system, especially when the year just started. It's going to take time to learn the language. So that's why he's on the practice squad. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see, especially, I don't think Tua's coming back this year.
I don't see it happening this year.
I don't necessarily think he retires, but I just don't see him come back this year. So Tyler Huntley is probably going to need like another week or two to catch up to speed, and then also
we signed him from the Ravens practice squad. He's our backup quarterback now, but we signed him from a practice squad. If he was that good, he wouldn't be on a practice squad. He'd be backup somewhere. That's what I'm worried about. But he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. Some people are excited about this. I'm like, okay. Let's see what happens. Let Tyler Thompson cook this game.
Skyler's not going to cook. He's not going to cook. What you have three
happens.
capable running backs. Mike McDaniels was a former running backs coach for running back offensive coordinator, for San Francisco. Like, they're going to run the ball. You have
Jimmy G was a possible name thrown around as well.
You don't want Jimmy G.
Well, Mike McDaniels knows him. Maybe he wants him.
Well, that's true. He does know the system.
So we'll see what happens, man. It's just someone made a good point. Everyone's talking about Tua retiring. All these guys know nothing about science. So that's why I'm not saying anything. I'm going to let's sit back, relax. Edge retired. Daniel Bryan retired. Page had to retire. But then science advanced. Medicine advanced. So let's see what happens. I don't know where we are in 2024, how far science. Thank God I don't need to know. But let's see what happens.
Football's a little different from wrestling, though.
And it's also next is a lot different than the head.
Yeah.
So, and they had those concussion caps, whatever those caps are for your helmet.
Yeah.
But he was wearing the highest grade. He was wearing the highest grade helmet, they said, for protection for a quarterback. The hit wasn't that hard.
It was a fluke. It was the way to...
Dude, it was in slow motion. I saw him go down head first. I'm like, what the fuck? No. Oh, dude. I mean, I think everybody's come out and said it. We've seen it in slow motion because last year was perfect. Last year he slid. He came out and took two jiu-jitsu class or taekwondo classes, learned how to fall. He was sliding head first. They changed the rule. If you slide feet first or slide head first, no matter what the position is, it's where you stop. So there's no difference between sliding head first and feet first anymore. It's just,
he felt right to DeMar.
It's the adrenaline. I'm sure he wasn't thinking if you want to get the first down. Team's losing bad.
Yeah.
Can't fault him for it. But,
yeah. They were sucking so bad.
Thanks for reminding me, asshole. Thanks, friend. Okay, let's talk to you in 4 hours. Well, you get the Patriots. That sucks.
No, the Patriots have been playing tough, though. Yeah, I was talking to my manager about this. He was saying that it's probably going to be an easy win for the Jets. Like, I don't think so, man. Patriots almost won last week. Patriots beat the Bengals, and the Jets aren't looking great. So I think it's been a tough game. I know the Jets are favored by 6.5 points. I just don't see it. I would take the Pats all day with Jets probable win, but I don't see it by 6.5.
Russell Wilson's even thrown around. Can we just get a quarterback for the season? Ryan Tannehill, but he doesn't want to come down to be a saver. He wants to play, be the starter. And we're rambling on. Zach Wilson's name been attached to the Giants. You seen this?
I did see that.
Does he want to come back to New York? I don't think so.
But no, I don't think New York will have him back. I don't think he's allowed in New York.
They'll have him back just to eat him up. Well, anyway, Marcus, this is a wrestling podcast. We've been rambling on for 8 minutes now. How about we get and see what was trending this week?
Absolutely. All right, buddy. We have one piece of news that broke out today. PWN has stated that a secondary WWE title for the woman is in the works. That is huge news. Something that I feel like women wrestlers have been calling for. As long same with the fans, everyone wants it. Buddy, who do you think is going to be the first one to win it?
It's a tough one. Are we talking about a milk card title or both of them?
I was thinking that too. I do wonder if it's one per brand.
I would assume so.
But it says a secondary WWE title. So the wording of that, it sounds like it's singular.
Exactly. That's what it sounds like. Would it be an IC title, United States title? If I had to pick one, it'd probably be an IC title since it's more historical with them.
Is that what you think it would call the Women's Intercontinental Championship?
I would imagine. Every other title they have has been women's this, including the NXT one, which is Women's North American. So I would assume they do Women's Intercontinental title. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because what else would they really call it? A Women's TV Championship? Women's... I don't know. Yeah. Women's Intercontinental Championship. Yeah.
Who knows? Talk about it numerous times. That roster's pretty stacked right now. Who you give it to? Do you want to make it a meaningful, important person who's deserving? You want to give it to somebody who's going to make the most of it? I feel like the person who will make the most of it would be Chelsea Green right now.
Oh, that's a good name.
Is she the most deserving? We don't know. But I feel like that would be my number one pick offhand. If you want to give your opinion, I'll think of somebody else. But Chelsea Green would be my number one pick right now.
Oof. Chelsea Green. That's a good one. Hard to debate with that. Because, I feel like she's like the Miz of the women's division, right? I feel like she can kind of do it all.
That's high praise.
It is. I mean that in the best way possible because, like, you feel she could fill any role that you need her to be, right? She could play the comedic angle really well. She could play the ultimate heel. People do love her. She's actually a really nice human being in real life, from what I hear. She can wrestle. She could do some serious stuff as well. Like, she's all over the map.
Yeah.
And she's huge on social media.
Huge. Fans love her, and then they also love to hate her.
Yeah.
Again, she's the best of both worlds. I mean, who else?
Great mic work.
Only someone to give somebody who's like in the ring wrestling superstar, like the next Gunther. Who in the mid carders right now is there? Maybe a Shayna Baszler.
So no, I was thinking someone else. I was thinking of Michin.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Give her something to do. She deserves it
Because she's like a workhorse, man. I feel like she can put on some banger matches. She can go in the ring, and that's something that you really want for a mid-card champion, like an intercontinental champion. Like that's what it used to be, right? A workhorse. You think of someone like Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper, Shawn Michaels. You know, those are workers. You know, especially at those moments in that moment in their lives. Owen Hart. You know, and I see Michin kind of like that level right now. That's the work that she's been putting in. I would even put Natty in that category.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Deserves it. Been there forever. Put some respect behind the title as well.
Yeah, I have a Hart winning it.
There you go. That's a good one.
You know, Bret Hart was also a great Intercontinental Champion at that time.
Yeah, one of the best.
Right.
Natty's a good one. Natty, if you want to go that route. Chelsea Green, if you want to go a different route. But again, it just goes back to that roster stacked right now. They can go any way they want to go. There's so many options. You give it to Bayley because Bayley's going to be out of the title picture soon. It's going to be there's so many options they have.
Or yeah, if you want to go to the route of like a former world champion like Bayley or Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss is coming back. You know, I mean, like, yeah, dude, the roster is stacked. There's so many different ways to go. I mean, like, I feel like there's no wrong choice. Is there? Is there a wrong choice?
I don't think so. And who you can give this is Lena Vega, one of the smallest women in the roster, still makes sense. So there's no wrong choice here. The whole roster is great. I mean, Maxine Dupree would be a wrong choice.
Maxine Dupree would be the wrong choice. I could see her eventually, maybe.
Eventually, yeah, but not the first one.
Not as the first one. How would you feel? How would you feel if it was Charlotte Flair? Is that the wrong choice?
That might be the wrong choice.
Why? I feel like I disagree with you, but I feel like the IWC, like 99.9 of them would completely agree with you.
How many former world champions go back down to the Intercontinental title?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
You just mentioned Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. You know, they went to the next level. The Miz came back down, and he elevated the title. I think he's the exception. Charlotte Flair's, they've been pushing her to the moon. 14-time world champion right now, setting the pace to break her father's record, going to break her father's record, going to break their all-time record. You're going to give her the Intercontinental title. That's what we're calling it. I mean, it makes sense if you want to put a big name on it, put a big spotlight on it. But there's other people more deserving. She doesn't need it.
I could see that. I could see that being thrown at the creative table, right? Because that would be one angle, right? How you want to put as many eyes as possible on this thing. You know, what better way to do that than have Charlotte Flair to win it? But I'm sure that there are definitely old school wrestling people at that same table, probably pounding the table, saying the same thing that you're saying. You know, like it's a workman's title. Someone not named Charlotte Flair should win that thing.
Agreed, yeah. It's like Seth Rollins coming back to win the IC title. Oh, okay. Doesn't make too much sense.
I mean, how did you feel when John Cena won the United States Championship? When he was starting to open.
I think it was more like a story thing, right? It wasn't really meant to be him elevating the title in a way. It was just to give him something to do on TV for a while, get him out of the title picture.
I guess. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like there's a lot of names out there. I expect there to be a tournament. I feel like something like this should be a tournament. Not
Always a
like
tournament.
A battle
Always
royal.
a tournament, yeah.
I mean, it could be a battle royal, but I don't see a title like this being determined like that.
Yeah, it's tough. Again, there's so many names on that roster. If you want to take like a shot in the dark, give it to Jada Parker in NXT. Call her up, just give it like a really young a push for somebody in the mid card. You can go that extreme route too, but again, there's so many options. There's so many options. Whatever they do, somebody's going to bitch about it. Right? Somebody's going to say it's the wrong answer. So.
Oh, dude, if it's Charlotte Flair, like I think Twitter may lose its fucking mind.
We'll see what happens.
But that's all I have for the news, buddy.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, Marcus, what was trending in the world of TV this week?
All right, buddy, we're going to start in order. We're going to start with SmackDown. So Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, man. Big story there. They're teaming up. The contract is signed. They're going to face the Bloodline 2.0 at Bad Blood. Dude, how can this team possibly coexist against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu? How would that be possible?
Hello, everybody. For those new to the show, we recorded through Thursday nights. Just to remind you, we used to record Friday nights. Now we recorded Thursday nights. Just to give some sort of timetable here. Yeah, they're going to coexist. How we have this conversation every time? How is Triple H and Shawn Michaels going to coexist? Not Shawn Michaels. Stone Cold going to coexist. How is Edge and Randy Orton going to coexist? They're probably win tag team champions from the Bloodline at this rate. Who knows?
No.
But they'll be fine. They're going to coexist. They probably have some trust issues. You probably give them the look, or probably somebody's going to get the Superman punch. The guy will duck and almost hits Cody. They'll play that angle.
Who wins?
I would assume Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes here.
You think so?
No, because how do you set up the fucking War Games match? It's tough. I think Solo Sikoa needs it, though.
He needs something, because he's looking like a scrub. I'm not going to lie.
And we don't want no scrubs.
No.
I think Solo... No, I'm changing your mind. I think Solo needs it more then, because if they win...
Solo needs to pin.
If Cody Rhodes and Roman win here, what does that do to the Bloodline? And how do you set up this War Games match? Unless they just attack everybody, which they are doing already. Yeah, I think Solo would have to pin Roman Reigns here.
You think he pins Roman? You don't think he pins Cody?
I don't know. It's such a crapshoot here. You know, either way. Cody's a safe bet, because what does that pin for Cody hurt him? It doesn't, because what is Cody doing? Nothing.
Does Roman walk out on Cody?
No, I don't think so. I think they finish the match on a losing effort to the Bloodline.
I love that you got that in there.
How you set up the War Games match? I'm trying to think. I'm playing chess here. I don't know. You have a month and a half? I think War Games is at the middle of November, right?
Late November, November 30th.
Actually, you have almost 2 months then. Damn, it's late. You have almost 2 months to set up the War Games match, so they're going to do it, of course. I'm sure it's already planned out. Everything's been planned out for months now.
Yeah.
But I feel like a Bloodline win here definitely sets that up better, because then Roman would need to call in help to beat the Bloodline, hence, hopefully, Jimmy comes back.
Right. It's interesting. Just like when you think like this storyline stale, here you go. They throw another nugget. I think they're doing a good job in that, keeping it interested. It kind of sucks in a way where this is all that Cody has. You know, like Cody's been a champion since WrestleMania, since April, right? And he's had a minor feud with AJ Styles. He's had some good matches along the way defending his championship, but like really, I mean, the fans, especially at IWC, you see it, like they talk about how the championship reign kind of feels stale, right? There's not a whole lot of storyline that you're going along with him, except for this. It's always been the Bloodline. It's always going to be the Bloodline. It seems like there's nothing else.
Nothing, not for Cody Rhodes anyway. I loved his match with AJ Styles, but that was, like I said, the best feud he's had. Everything's been one-offs.
Yeah.
And that works. Again, last year it worked with Gunther. Gunther had one-offs. He didn't enter a real feud, but that was also the mid-card title.
Why is it that... Oh, is it because it was a mid-card title? Is that why Gunther got away with it? Because I feel like no one really talks shit about that.
No, because he had great matches. He made everything like must-see.
But Cody had great matches, too.
He did. I don't know what people's problems are. I think we're so used to, I forgot the word I'm looking for, main event heavyweight championships having long-term stories and feuds and three-off matches and payoffs here, payoffs there. We're not getting that with Cody for some reason. You know, he had the match against Solo, the multiple-person match. Then he went to somebody else. Now he's going with another tag team match with Solo. They're keeping away from Solo for some reason.
Would you say Cody's reign has been a disappointment so far?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess it depends on you're gauging it. If you're gauging it on matches, no. If you're gauging it on story, maybe. Views, draws, merchandise selling, I don't know those numbers offhand.
No, they're solid.
So, I wouldn't say so. It's just I think the expectation was because the story was so well done for 2 years.
Yeah, it was masterfully done.
And there's been no real follow-up. You know, that was
I think
Godfather 2,
that's
and we're getting Godfather 3 right now.
Yeah.
I think people's expectations were higher than we're getting, and that's not
but
anybody's fault.
now it's interesting again. You know, like, and it's because of Roman Reigns. You know, so like it's weird to see like Cody's been billed as this top guy for so long, like this savior. I would say Cody was more over when he was fighting, like, you know, a non-champion, and Roman was out.
And that's usually the case, yeah.
And now here you go. Roman comes back, and just like that, Roman takes back the mantle. He's the face of the company. He's saving Cody's storyline.
Not even the storyline. Roman, get Cody out of here. It's just Roman versus the Bloodline, and let Cody do something else. Let Cody enter a feud for the title. We're not needed. Cody's not needed here in this feud. It just adds an extra layer to it.
He adds an extra layer to it, but it's all going to come down to like The Rock, Cody and The Rock at WrestleMania. That's what it's going to come down to, and that's how I think where this is leading up to ultimately. Or maybe even Cody Roman Part 3.
That's not the early rumors, but who knows? Again, apparently everything's been mapped out for months ahead of time, so they know what they're doing. We can speculate all we want. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I understand it's not as exciting as the chase was. Most storylines aren't. But people are bitching and complaining about Cody Rhodes. I understand it, but sit back, relax, and enjoy it. I think he's doing a good job, producing well, and now he's involved with Roman. Roman's back. Let's see how these two bitter enemies, if possible, it's like Batman and Superman teaming up. The one Justice League. Let's do this. Enjoy the show, folks.
No, this is going to be a banger of a match. I'm looking forward to it. I think we both can't really predict it on how it's going to end. We have ideas, but we shall see. But moving on, Puddy.
Isn't that refreshing? How often do we talk about it's predictable? It's predictable. We don't have it predicted in here. Nice change of pace.
Thank God. Finally. Well, summer's over. That's why. Moving on, though, Puddy, to Monday Night Raw. Let's get into it here. We have a couple things to talk about. We have CM Punk. A lot of people calling this his best promo since his return to WWE. I find that interesting. CM Punk promised to make Drew McIntyre bleed inside Hell in a Cell, that he's willing to die to do so. What do you think about this, Puddy? Like, we're getting part 3 of this in the Hell in a Cell. How is it going to end up, man? Is this it? Is this over? Is this how the rivalry ends?
Yeah, it has to be. Most often than not.
Has to be, right?
Third match, Hell in a Cell. Doing an old school or Hell in a Cell pays off a feud instead of just being a random pay-per-view. Which are a lot of critiques of having the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I would assume CM Punk wins here. Because I don't think the loss
is this another one? Is this another one you don't know?
I would assume, I guess. If I'm saying I assume. I don't think loss here hurts Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is electrically hot right now. Everyone knows CM Punk's going to move on to Seth Rollins when he comes back, if not going into WrestleMania season. It's going to be a hell, no pun intended, hell of a match. And those two guys in that, the Four Corners strap match is awesome. These two guys have matches individually are awesome together. They're magic.
These matches between them in the storyline, it's been, for WWE standards, violent.
Yeah. And long. Again, Drew McIntyre said in his promo at his house, which is a great job, great use of social media, because you have to be on the show to make waves. Yet, he had to carry this feud for 7 months by himself, and he did. This feud's been building since January. And here we are entering October.
And even before that, man, when Drew McIntyre's response when CM Punk's music first hit, at Survivor Series. People have been talking about that ever since.
That was a seed being planted. And then it happened at the Royal Rumble, and saying I prayed for this just led to, here we are. And it hasn't gotten stale, hasn't gotten boring. We've been hooked ever since. And here we are, 8 months later? 9 months later? Very entertaining. It's going to be a great feud. This promo, I think people are not wrong saying it's the best promo since being back.
Think so? Okay.
He has great promos against Drew McIntyre, against Seth Rollins, but this is probably the longest, most uninterrupted one he's had. Most of these promos, he's been interrupted by somebody. Those reactions he has, those memes and GIFs. He wasn't interrupted here. It was just him talking nonstop to the camera, to Drew, for what was it, 5-8 minutes? It's probably one of the best promos he's had since he's been back. I agree. Not my favorite, but one of the best, yes.
Interesting. No, definitely solid work. Definitely be taken serious here. And the wording that you choose, it makes you seem like we haven't seen anything yet between these two, which says a lot because we've seen a lot between them. I know in AEW standards, it's kind of child's play, considering the shit they go through in their PLEs. But I expect this to be a brutal, violent match where I wouldn't be surprised if both men take off afterwards.
Yeah, I believe that. Depends. Hopefully everyone comes out safe. No injuries.
That's what I was about to say. Hopefully no injuries. Hopefully everyone's safe.
And maybe no hypodermic needles. That'll be great.
There definitely won't be. Yeah. I don't see WWE approving that.
This is going to be a barn burner. Maybe match of the year contender.
Is that the expectation?
I would imagine so. I mean, if you're building this rivalry, the payoff. Yeah. Look at what fucking Cody and Seth did in Hell in a Cell, and he was hurt. Yeah, these two guys healthy. Knock on wood.
And that was it considered match of the year? Or was it? It was a contender for sure.
I think that was my match of the year. Yeah. A lot of people's. So this might be a match of the year. Payoff to the feud. Hopefully both men are healthy. Both men leave healthy.
Especially CM Punk, because of his injury history, especially later on. I mean, he's older. He had three major injuries back to back, pretty much.
I know two. I don't know about the third one, but probably knowing him.
Hopefully he comes out all right. Doesn't do anything crazy. I feel like he's smarter now. I feel like those injuries that he had were flukes, except for the one where he dove off the ramp at AEW into the fans. You saw it right away. Like, oh yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah, he won't be doing an edge here. He won't be jumping from the top of the cage, landing on his feet to break his leg in twos. I think it'd be more smart. Drew's smart. Both want us to come out of this tip-top shape. Very exciting. Very, very must-see match. Match of the year contender, like I said.
Totally. I hopefully that main event. Although, I don't know. It's going to be good. It's a good card. Moving on, though, Putty. Staying on Monday Night Raw. You see this with a New Day? Are we seeing a possible split here? You see what's going on with Xavier Woods? That promo he cut on Kofi Kingston? What's going on?
Well done. They've been teasing this since his rivalry with the Final Testament. And then they've been teasing it with Kofi's interaction with Odyssey Jones. Then he went away.
Who?
And then they seem to be on the same page. They seem to have thrown that out the window. Yet Xavier Woods, I noticed this, pointed this out 2 weeks ago, was still dressed all in black. Bad guys wear black, as we all know. And he's still wearing black. And now this is happening. He's won the tag team championships, but yet Kofi distracted the referee and causing that. And we see maybe an implosion. Brothers fight, like he says. They've had to have some fights over the years, but not as publicly as the one this has been made out to be. So yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know if they officially break up because I don't see them hanging around in the singles division. I think they're more meant as a tag team. Maybe Big E comes back in some sort of way to patch things up. Not as a wrestler, but on-screen character.
Is Big E done?
Not officially. He's still waiting to be cleared. The neck is not healing right. The surgeries have gone the way they're supposed to go. They're just waiting for some medical term above my English comprehension to heal properly, and it's not. Once that is healed properly, he can come back. But it's not. It's taking a long time. So, and I think there's a chance that it might not heal properly.
That pop if he does come back. It's going to be massive.
Huge. It'll be big.
But yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's why they've been like keeping New Day together as long as they have, because the possibility of Big E coming back.
Yeah.
But it seemed like, because how long has it been now? It's been what, 2 years, 3 years?
No, I think it's been 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a long time.
Very long.
So you figured the longer that goes, more likely he's not going to come back. So what do you do with these guys?
Let's mention it. Look at Edge. Edge took 7 years. Daniel Bryan took 9 years. So it's
Right,
not out of the window.
But the thing is, though, Edge wasn't part of a tag team.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying possibly that doesn't mean he's done for good. We're talking about how much science and technology has advanced over the years. So I don't think we can rule him out unless he says he's done. I don't think we can rule him out yet.
Right, but the thing is,
storyline-wise,
Edge and Bryan Danielson, like with what was going on with him, didn't necessarily affect other people's careers. Big E's is with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. So I think they got to do something, right? Like it's just the two of them. It's become beyond stale, where they're an afterthought in a division that they built.
I feel like the three of them is getting stale too.
I don't know about that,
but we'll see what happens. They've got something planned. I think this might lead to Big E coming back again, not in a wrestling capacity, but we'll see him on screen somehow. He has to patch things up, or he'll be in the corner of somebody, or has to choose maybe a special referee if they do go that route of breaking them up. Tag teams break up. Not everybody's FTR. Not everybody, even the Dudley Boys broke up.
Right? No, every tag team is broken up.
We'll see. But again, because it's weird. This is different because Kofi was an established single star who entered the tag team.
Yes.
This is more used to elevate Big E and Xavier Woods, who was not doing too much with his partnership with R-Truth at the time. Can Xavier Woods be a singles competitor? Because they've been talking about how he's never won a singles championship for the last year.
He won a King of the Ring.
That's the caveat. That's the little asterisk. Yeah, that was not a singles championship. Is a title, which they did nothing with. They abandoned 2 months later, 3 months later.
I know.
I hope so, because I like Xavier Woods, but
I'm glad they changed gears here with King of the Ring, giving them title shots. I think that's a great thing to do here. I wish they did that sooner, because I feel like Xavier Woods, he has a lot to give. He is a very smart human being. The man could go. He's got a lot of charisma. It baffles me that they haven't been able to do anything with him as a singles competitor. I would dare say he's got. God, it sounds like I'm a shit on Kofi Kingston. I love Kofi Kingston. I was there live when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. It was an awesome moment. But I would dare say Xavier Woods has more to give at this point of his career than Kofi Kingston.
That's fair, because Xavier Woods is only going up. Kofi Kingston, again, he's been around forever. He's now the veteran. I mean, Xavier Woods is also a veteran, but he has a lot more. He's a lot younger, a lot more to give. Should be interesting. It should be interesting to see these two guys, if they do go that route of breaking them up, or if Big E comes to help patch things up. But it's interesting. Does he go with do we see Karrion Kross come in, be proven right here?
Yeah, I was about to say, with Karrion Kross, where does that fit? Because he's the one that's been like whispering, kind of
planting the seeds.
Xavier's ear. Yeah.
Which I like the Odyssey Jones storyline, because that was proving
who
Karrion Kross correct. We haven't seen him in a while. Does he make an appearance here? Does he bring Xavier Woods into the fold? Give some sort of that faction some sort of credibility.
I think Xavier Woods needs to stay away from a faction for a bit, though. I mean, he needs to be on his own. Like, I don't want him being lost in the shuffle again. New Day, they were great together. I love New Day together, but like, especially as time went on, Xavier Woods kind of getting lost in the shuffle. Like, he's got so much talent to give, and he needs a shot. No more factions. Let this man be on his own.
Agreed. See what they do.
It's gonna be interesting to see him as a heel, though. It'll be very interesting.
Very. We see the New Day started as heels. Obviously, they weren't good at it because they got over so well. But let's see how he gets it as a heel, man. That should be very interesting, very exciting. I don't think we've seen Kofi as a heel. I'm assuming we might have.
Well, the New Day, again, when they started off,
but like Kofi before the New Day.
No.
I don't remember Kofi being a heel. So see if he gets a chance to be a heel here. But like, I think the heel here is going to be Xavier Woods. See how he does. That'd be great. Catapult him.
Yeah. No, it's I'm in. I'm in for this. We're moving on, buddy. We got to move on to NXT here. Jets game has started.
Nobody cares.
I care.
Are they losing already?
No. So, you see about this? Big announcement. A big-time match coming up October 8th, which is stacking up to be a great card already. CW is definitely getting a win there. But Siobhan Evans, his opponent, the Viper, Randy Orton. What are your thoughts on this, buddy? What does a match like this do for the young career of Siobhan Evans?
This is a stupid question. All the stupid questions you ask me is probably one of the stupidest. I mean, there's everything. This guy has been a lot of spotlight on him, a lot of hype around him, a lot of expectations around him, and so far he's been delivering. His matches are great. He's bouncing all over the ring. He's been probably going to be tapped next big thing. They're probably going to make him as big a star as they possibly can for someone his size. Go against Randy Orton, man. What call it about the litmus test?
Yeah.
If he can hang with Randy Orton,
I
think that seals his place as being one of their guys who will be the next Braun Breaker.
So, yeah, that's a big if.
It's not that big of an if, because I think if it was that big of an if, they wouldn't be taking the chance.
So the last time we saw something like this, the last time we saw something like this with Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton, right? Safe to say? Like a big star from WWE, their main roster, coming to NXT.
That's fair enough.
Right?
Probably, yeah.
And look what Tiffany Stratton's done, right? Like Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. Princess of SmackDown.
Most likely going to be a women's champion in the next year.
Next several months.
Yeah. Could be any moment now.
Could happen already.
So, like, that was obviously a big litmus. And we talked about it for quite a bit, right? It wasn't a one-off. It was a rivalry that they had. It was a litmus test. And Tiffany Stratton, she rose to the occasion. And she talked recently about this. I think it was with CVV. I forgot who she talked about it with, but, like, on how much she learned from Becky in that rivalry. And I would dare say Randy Orton has been around forever. I mean, shit, I don't even think Siobhan Evans was born when Randy Orton won his first championship, right? Wasn't there a crazy stat like that was floating around?
I would have guessed that. I think Siobhan's he's only like 19, maybe 20.
Right.
So and Randy Orton won in 2002.
So Randy Orton had obviously a much longer career than Becky Lynch. He's been around some of the greats, Triple H, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Edge, Batista. Like, the list goes on of the people that he's been around and the knowledge that he's gained and just the in-ring experience that he has. I mean, this is not just a litmus test. This is a masterclass that Siobhan Evans is getting himself into.
Live on national TV. Should be interesting.
No pressure.
None. It's not a live show where they can have fun. It's not like training in the Performance Center. This is live on the second episode of a national network. They're spotlighting him. Also, that speaks volumes, too.
Yeah.
Because people are going to tune in. The casual fans might tune in. Oh, Randy Orton, I remember that guy. I remember him. He's still around. He's still around? Wow. Let's see what he's doing. Going against some no-name young skinny kid who can blow everybody's pants off. That might win some eyes on the product as well. Draw in that casual fan.
Now, as we talked
Keep
about
that casual
before,
fan been drawn in, I should say.
As we talked about before, Siobhan Evans, like the dude is a human highlight reel. The dude can go. Like, I feel like anytime he has a match, it's like a pinned clip on Instagram of whatever he did. People are talking about this like this is going to be Randy Orton's best RKO yet.
I don't know.
What do you think about that?
I don't know how you top Evan Bourne or Seth Rollins, but if you're going to, this is the guy to do it with.
Yeah.
He's weighs like a wet blanket. He has hype, the height. He can jump high. He can basically do it all. He can fall pretty hard as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how you top that physically, but if you're going to, this will be the one to do it.
If you're like a young wrestler, you just like sit there, like think about your bucket list, right? I want a contract deal. I want to win a world heavyweight championship, and I want to be RKO'd in the best way possible.
Easily, especially for someone like him. He probably has 5 moves already. Like, let me do this, and you catch me and do this. I'm sure he has it mapped out.
Yeah,
This kid and him.
And
my kid, I mean, like 5 years ago. But yeah, he's had it mapped out already. He has many ideas. I'm sure Reddy does too, but he can't do them with a lot of people on the main roster.
Right.
Here you go. Here you are. Let's do it.
And I love how Randy's just so down for anything. You know, like the way he talks about, especially like he's talked about the Evan Bourne one quite a bit, and he said, like, dude, I had like the easiest job in that. Like,
yeah, he didn't do anything.
All I did was
he just fell.
Right. But yet, like, even though Randy breaks it down like that, it's like, oh yeah, he kind of did. It's still the coolest RKO ever.
Yeah, and that and Seth Rollins are probably the two of the ones I remember the most.
Dolph Ziggler too. There was another good one with him.
There's another one. I just don't remember who it was. Maybe that was him.
Another cool one. I feel like one of the first real cool ones I saw that got me back into wrestling. Randy Orton Undertaker at WrestleMania when he reversed a chokeslam into an RKO.
That was cool. That was probably one of the most earliest.
Yeah.
RKO out of nowhere.
RKO out of nowhere. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm pumped for Javon Evans. It's a big-time opportunity for him. I think you're right. I think something like this, they're not giving this match to anyone. Randy Orton, I know they want eyes on CW. I know they want eyes on the product. What better way to do it than Randy Orton? But, like, to Javon Evans to be the chosen one in this, it speaks a lot for his talent and what they believe in him. I think you're right. He's going to be a next coming star, and this match will be a big test.
There's already a lot of established stars in NXT. You can match up with Randy Orton, who would get the Randy Orton rub. This guy's been around for a cup of coffee. Already making the wave enough to get this match with Randy Orton. Says a lot about him already.
Well, he's been around in indies, though. Like,
I'm talking about the WWE Universe.
Yeah, okay.
Again, there's a lot more people who've been around a lot longer than he's been around in the company in NXT. So this should be interesting. Good for him. Great spotlight for him, and he's probably going to steal the show.
Totally agree. Well, Putty, that is all I have for TV.
All right, Marcus, by the way, I watched TNA. TNA's still killing it. Victory Road was awesome. Make sure you keep your eyes on TNA. Mark, any go-home thoughts for you, my friend?
No, speaking of which, how about Alex Hammerstein, dude? Hammerstone, excuse me.
Hammerstone, yeah.
Alex...
The other one's the ball
Alex
over here in New York City. He probably got drunk many times at. Hammerstone's killing it, yeah. Great look, great build.
Like, been following that dude from his MLW days. To see him get into TNA, doing something there, but now 2 dominant showings on NXT.
Against 2 big names. Not squash matches, no nothing. It was 2 big names, yeah.
Yeah. And he got a W in this last one.
Yep. Good for him. This partnership's been progressing very nicely.
What are they doing?
Who?
No. TNA. Like, this is... They're just like... It's like... They're putting their... It's like Premier League. They're putting their players on loan in a sense. But, like... I don't know how to word this. I feel like WWE is, like, really gravitating towards his talent. And it's making them feel like they could belong, and it's giving them an avenue to get out of TNA, I feel like. I don't know. Maybe I'm not expressing this clearly, but...
No, that makes sense. I said it a couple weeks ago. I feel like W's getting the bigger deal here because they're getting the bigger names, and TNA's getting the Tatum Paxleys and the No Quarter Catch Crews. Don't know. Everyone seems to be enjoying it. Everyone's getting a spotlight here. It seems to be well.
And they are saying, like, the talent saying, like, they are getting the rub at TNA. Like, more people are watching, tuning into TNA because of this, which is great. But I just think of the long term of the company, what that will do for them. Because, like, Jordan Grace, she's definitely jumping ship once her contract is up. That's been made very clear. You know, they're loving Joe Hendry.
Who isn't? Except Zia Wah,
right.
Fuck you. Yeah, everyone who you gotta believe Joe Hendry's killing it. There was a sign this past week in TNA before Victory Road that said him for Royal Rumble 2025, which I could easily see happening.
Oh my God, yes! Please sign me up for that. And now, like, 2 weeks in a row, Alex Hammerstone looking great.
Yep,
and he's someone that fits the WWE mold
easily, or the Vince McMahon mold. I don't know what the Moon Curtain mold is, but he has the look, the charisma. Everybody Vince's stereotypical superstar was, he has.
Right.
He could easily dominate over there.
So, like, I don't know. Like, that's three big names right there that could easily just jump shit like that. Like, I don't necessarily know Hammerstone's contract details. I don't necessarily know if it's short term, long term. But Jordan Grace's contract, I know, is up in January.
But again, I've mentioned this a couple times. Scott D'Amore knew what TNA or Impact was. It was a place people came to either give them a launching pad or they come in and rebuild themselves. I don't know what the current regime thinks of TNA is going to be, but it seems like it's going to be a farm system for NXT, which is a farm system for WWE. It's just it's like the major leagues, AAA, AA.
Didn't I ponder this like a while ago when it was announced that TNA was going to have some sort of relationship with
AEW,
with Endeavor?
Oh, maybe.
Do you remember like a while back, like it was Endeavor and TNA had an agreement about I think it was streaming or the pay-per-views. It was some sort of agreement that they came to. It was not too long after WWE and Endeavor signed up together with UFC. And I'm like, well, I feel like that kind of just opens the door. And it has.
Yeah. So maybe that's what TNA is going to be. It's going to be like AAA farm system for them, where people come, create a character for themselves. Like a Vicious Vicky. She appeared on TNA a couple months ago.
Yeah.
She can go there, make a character for herself, make a name for herself on a national, international stage, and then get the attention of the higher-ups and start her path to the WrestleMania.
Let's go, Vicky. Let's go.
That'd be nice,
Speaking of which, you see that? The announcement? BCW. Nightmare at the Mecca. Vicious Vicky defending her championship against Smash Master Wrestling's own Riley Crow. Did you see this?
I saw it, yeah. I don't know why you're still in the match card, but okay. Like you're not in the match. Like, why are you in the background smugly smiling? But whatever.
I represent Vicious Vicky. Like, what
valets do, I guess.
AJ Pants on his graphics. So what's your beef with me being on the graphic?
Because he leads the PCA, and they're the clients of the PCA. You just extort her to the ring, carrying her belt, and getting her water, getting her snacks.
I do more than that. More than that.
Okay.
You give me no credit whatsoever.
I mean, I'm backstage too. I see what you do. You're pampering her, getting her what you want. You're the personal concierge to ask for elegance to Vicious Vicky.
That's bullshit. Vicky will tell you that too. That's bullshit.
Okay.
Meanwhile, when Vicky just first became champion, I was the mastermind. I manipulated the whole thing. Manipulated Anthony Cole, blah blah blah. And now I'm a nobody. So
Whoa!
Mastermind to
back it up. Back beep beep beep. I never said you're nobody. You're somebody, buddy. You're somebody. Believe in yourself. You escort the champion to the ring. You carry her belt. You get her water. Don't sell yourself short. You do a great job, buddy. Probably one of the best in the league right now.
You're such a dipshit.
If anybody needs a valet to the ring and their bags carried, their belt carried, call Mark Schwann, Davenport Schwann. He is your man. I got his back. I love you, brother. I love you, brother.
Why?
You're the best. You're the best.
Why haven't you used your platform?
Much love.
To ask Vicky these questions straight up. You know,
ask her what?
Yeah. Instead of like, you know,
ask her what? I see with my own eyes. Anyway, we're just rambling on here about BCW. If you want to hear about BCW, check out a future episode of A Shot of BCW with me and the governor. We ask Mark all the time, never wants to be on, to answer these hard-hitting questions.
That's bullshit. I have never been asked a question. Okay. I've never been asked to come on. I've never been asked.
Okay. I've asked you on air like 3 times.
No, you've not.
And oh, yeah, okay. I've never been asked. But you go, okay. And then when we do off air, you're like, oh, no, I'm busy. I got a meeting at Sardi's. Which is awesome, by the way. That's not a knock. That's fucking huge. Good for you, buddy.
Thank you. All right, man. We got to wrap up here. I got a Jet game to watch. For everyone watching, thank you for tuning in to Shot of Wrestling. You could please like, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're on all forms of social media at Shot of Wrestling. You can check us out on there. Give us some reviews. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you think. Interviews will be coming back shortly. Let me know who you'd like me to interview and check out. Putty, am I leaving anything out of here?
Can you interview the new star of Jersey Shore, AJ Pan? Breaking news tonight.
Congrats, AJ Pan.
Yeah.
That's huge.
If anybody still watches that show besides Mark and AJ, make sure you keep an eye out for AJ Pan.
Oh, stop your nonsense. People watch.
Okay. So for Mark Schwann, I guess that's it. I like more things to talk about, but I guess I'll fuck myself. For Mark Schwann, I've been your host at Muggy Putty. Until next week, Putty out. Hey baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh my. And maybe you seem a bit confused, yeah baby, but I got you pinned. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.